Is it cold where you are right now? It is a beautiful December night in Southern California. We are in Los Angeles where Jalen Hurts, the Super Bowl 59 MVP, is getting ready to go for his 8-4 Eagles. His counterpart, Justin Herbert, playing with a broken bone in the back of his left hand, ready to go for his 8-4 Los Angeles Chargers. The Monsters Inc. crew are turning up the Monday Night Football vibes over on ESPN 2, and they get us started here tonight.
Go easy on him, Mike.
All right. Just watch this. All right, let's listen up, fellas. Now, I know we got a tough game ahead of us, so it's only natural to be a little anxious, maybe even a little scared, see? But we're going for the big one, the whole bowl of nachos. Yeah. And we got to focus now. Who are we?
We're number one!
And why is that?
Because we get the job done!
That's right, now let's get out there and let's go! Yeah. Are you ready for some football? Let's go! Give me everything you got!
Philly flying in, Jalen locked in the mode. Bolt up, buzzing, LA ready to roll. East meets west, two storms, one spark. Week 14's lit, better leave your mark. Let's start.
Downfield, oh, what a play!
Lets it fly, and it is caught,
And it's gonna go! Touchdown!
There's no shortage of ways to watch tonight's game. We're here on ESPN and ABC. We've got our crew over on ESPN Deportes, and we've got the Monsters Inc. Altcast over on ESPN2, the ESPN app, and Disney platforms. As we welcome you to the progressive Monday night kickoff. And now we welcome you inside our broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck, along with the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman. Here it is, Week 14, and here are the Los Angeles Chargers, a record of 8-4. They've won 4 out of 5. They're coming off an easy win over Las Vegas, and yet they've got a quarterback that somehow has a broken bone in the back of his left hand, had surgery on Monday, but he's ready to go. How do they and how does he, how do they get through tonight's game?
Well, I'm impressed that he's even playing. I think the game plan's going to look a lot like it did in the second half last week in that win against the Raiders, and a lot of shotgun and trying to protect him as best they can and run the football. And we all know that with Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh, that's what they prefer to do anyway. The good news for the Chargers is they get Omarion Hampton back. He's missed the last 7 games. He did a lot of good things. He's very explosive. And they're going up against this Eagles defense that had a tough day stopping the run last week in their loss to the Chicago Bears. So they're going to exploit that and see what they can get going.
Now for more detail on what Justin Herbert is doing to protect that hand, we go down to Laura Rutledge.
Well, Joe, I've highlighted on my left hand where the break is for Justin Herbert. It's right under the knuckle of the third finger on his hand. And when he had that surgery you mentioned, they were able to stabilize the fracture with a plate and a number of screws. You can see that protective brace on the backside of his hand. That's extremely important to keep it as stable as possible tonight. And this is what's called a buddy splint between the third and fourth finger, keeping those fingers intact and making sure that the third finger doesn't move. You see him taking a step under center there, and you can see he's able to do it, but also making sure that that left hand is a little further back, bracing for impact. Joe will keep an eye on it all night long.
Yeah, it's not only that, but then how does he protect himself and protect that hand when he gets hit? Let's talk about the Eagles. They are the Super Bowl champions, the reigning Super Bowl champions. They're 8-4, but there's been a lot of a conversation about how their offense has looked here in 2025. And one thing we know, they are not lining up and running the football over people here this season.
Well, when you talk to them, you hear every player say, we haven't found our identity yet. And here they are going into the 13th game of the season. It's hard to believe because over the years, we've all known what their identity has been. It's been about being able to run the football, and yet they've not been able to get that going. Certainly not at the level they were to last year, and that's understandable. Saquon Barkley had a lot of big runs. He hasn't had those this year. He's going to try to run the ball. There's no doubt about that, but they're going up against a Chargers defense that simply does not give up big plays. And so the approach for the Eagles is going to have to be methodical, and that's a game they just have not excelled at yet this year.
Just saw the Eagles take the field. There are a lot of Eagles fans in attendance here tonight. We're going to send it down to Lisa Salters and give you a performance above. It's brought to you by Jersey Mike's. And Lisa, week 14, still searching for their identity.
Yeah, Joe, well, Saquon Barkley said he wouldn't necessarily call it an identity crisis because they're 8-4 and not 4-8. But he acknowledged, yeah, it's week 14 and the Eagles are still trying to figure out who they are. Barkley said, we don't do anything great right now. That last year's Super Bowl team knew what its identity was and that the 2025 Eagles have yet to find theirs. Jalen Hurts said now is the time for the offense to focus on one thing and establish that. Hurts said we have the talent to choose the type of team we want to be. It's a matter of committing to it. Head coach Nick Sirianni said he talked to the team this week about playing with confidence and joy. He said we're dealing with adversity right now, but the sky isn't falling. We've got to get our butts up off the mat, he said, and let's go. Joe?
Well, they are loaded with talent, and nobody would be shocked if they won here tonight and just rolled right through the playoffs. But they got to do it. Billy Crystal is getting the crowd pumped up tonight. You are watching the Progressive Monday Night Kickoff.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
We welcome you back and get set for kickoff here tonight. Nick Sirianni, a fantastic start as head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles in season number 5. They're in first in the NFC East, and Jim Harbaugh, year number 2, in charge of the Chargers. His team in second place in the AFC West. Chargers won the toss. They defer. Eagles on offense to start the night. Little pop-up kick, and Britton Covey, second game of the season, gets hit hard.